Good morning to you. I wanted to do a quick video and I guess throw out some nuggets real quick. The first one, it is instead of tracking the time, track your progress. That's one of the ones I've been focused on. And the second one is that frequently we hear people say that they don't attend church because people gossip so bad. They put people down. They talk about people all the time. And I find it interesting that those same people will be down in the comments of these various Christian related or subject podcasters who are, in fact, doing the very things they complain about why they don't attend church. Not only that, they're paying them. And how someone make their money really doesn't, that's none of my business. But the thing is, it's the hypocrisy for me. It's the self-delusion for me. And maybe that's an indication people need to look for the real reason why you fainted in faith and you no longer want to assemble with the saints. The third point I wanted to point out is the following. Um, I warned you all back, I got to find the video, but I warned you all, I know over 2 years ago, that the current administration would be walking us into another conflict. I told you all that. And I mentioned then the same thing I'm about to mention now, that the church are ill equipped to deal with anything at this time if we were to go into an active conflict. Now, so many times we've come close to this being something that shows up on our soil. And I understand as Americans, passively, we all believe, just like grandma's baby, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to us, right? We can hit anybody we want to in the family, run in the house. Grandma not gonna, ain't nobody gonna do nothing to us. And the difference is we're in a different time now as a country. Um, Whereas people are not afraid of us anymore. People no longer respect us anymore. And for us to start a conflict, realistically, we have to start having the attitude of we don't know where our consequences will come from and what they will be. And what I'm getting to is what is the conversation coming from the church about preparation? If something happens on U.S. soil, do you all have something in place for you all's safety, for you all to make it? Because we have had the blessing of not having any actual conflict on ground or any strikes, we don't know what countries look like when these things occur. So we can't possibly imagine, right? So let me give you some information you'll know. So you'll know. Um, you won't have electricity, and there is a reason for that. That's defense related. You will not have electricity. It will not be localized to a state or region like a natural disaster. It will be more widespread, like regions of multiple states, not counties, multiple states without power, or taking out the food resources. When people are trying to cripple a nation, they are very strategic in their strikes and what they're going after to disable your entire country. And because of that, the sense of community and support will be imperative. Do you know or have you practiced decreasing the amount of food that you're eating? Because the way you're eating now, you're used to getting DoorDash, you're used to going to Uber Eats, you're used to excuse me, going to Olive Garden, you're used to going to Outback, you're used to those things. You're used to getting your crab legs. You do need to understand that food supply shortage will be a real thing. So, have you gotten used to that reality or understood that or considered it? Um, and are the church having these conversations with you? Even if it's a workshop every 2 weeks in the evening, not doomsday preparation, but what to do if something's on the ground. Do you have a phone tree set up where you all can communicate with each other that if the internet goes out, this is our meeting place. This is where we will meet at. And the other thing you have to understand, the countries we have conflict with are not Christian nations. So they are going to show their aggression towards Christians because they see us as a Christian nation. So these are conversations that your leadership should be having. Um, I'm starting to point these points out, locally. Our family are already discussing these matters and what to do because those are realistic conversations. Um, Not only that, what sometimes you need to start paying attention to. Sometimes we'll get incidents that are acts of aggression, but they don't look the way you guys think they do. When you start seeing systems go completely down, like they'll be like, oh, Outlook is out all day, a phone service provider out all day. Those are forms of cyber attacks and things of that nature. I don't know if you all know that or recognize it because usually we don't because we just stay in the flow of things. So those are things we need to start paying attention to that after event A happened, then about a week later, 2 weeks later, all of a sudden, systems that run banks, systems that run hospitals, systems that run schools, there are all systems that run corporations, all of a sudden they're out. I mean, for prolonged periods of time. That's not normal. Okay, so these are things we need to start paying attention to because it's a yellow canary of what systems could be dismantled and shut down longer than a business day, but actually several months or several weeks, and what it would do to you and your family. What are you going to do when you can't do anything with your banking system? It's not just the app crashing or you calling your bank. I had this to happen last week. I called because something happened and I couldn't understand why that particular transaction wasn't going through. And I was standing there, pretty teed off because I'm like, lady, I have the money. Like, don't play with me. And she was like, no, something wrong at your bank. And I was, trying to not say it out loud, but kind of dancing around the question. And I was like, how long it's been like this? Has other people come in and had this issue? And she was like, yeah, like the last hour or two. And so I called my bank. They could not get into the systems that would even let them take care of anything. You know what they told me repeatedly? And I sat on the phone with harassing them over an hour. You have to call us back. You couldn't do chat. You couldn't open the app. You couldn't transfer money like between accounts. And let's say I was paid in my business account. I received a payment. And if I wanted to move part of that money to personal, I wasn't able to. If I wanted to take part of personal and send it to an outside account, I wasn't able to. If I wanted to take part of personal and put it in savings, I wasn't able to. Couldn't use debit card, couldn't use credit cards, couldn't do any of that. And I harassed them for a whole hour on the phone. And when I tell you they couldn't do anything, I couldn't get my money, touch my money, look at my money because I can't get in the app. When you called the phone, it wasn't even working at first. And then that was the only way you were able to get in touch with. And you had the old school call them. And so that's just one instance. It's probably occurred with other financial institutions, but I know it happened with one of mine. And I was like, oh, yeah, somebody just got a lick. They just got a hit. And it happens all the time. We just don't pay attention to it and know what it is. It's not just a virus. No, we have some of the best tech giants in the entire world. And so that's what conflict looked like for us. They try to dismantle things before something else occurs. I'm just saying. But anyway, we're not prepared for these things. I mentioned this years ago, warning people that this will be a reality for us. Prepare your minds, prepare your hearts. And in the social media streets, I was the crazy lady. Well, I don't think nothing's more crazy than be sitting your behind down talking about court cases and sitting your behind down and wasting Black folks' time talking about something that doesn't benefit them in a time like this. They should be getting encouragement. You need to cut back your spending. You need to increase your savings. Oh my God, I gotta run. The day is starting, but I hope you enjoyed this content. Please be blessed and take care. Bye. Who is this?